Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah. This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Coming up in this hour, more on Game 4 NBA Finals. Little Major League Baseball. Matt Hume's on the show as well. Right now, we go out to the Progressive guest line. We are going to get a ton of best bets here on the World Cup as Dallin Cuff joins the program. Dallin, Turner Sports. I said this in the previous hour. First of all, thanks for the time. Usually, you join us during the college basketball season, obviously, but I said maybe soccer is your first love. Is that accurate?
Oh, that's fair. Not first love,
okay.
But I would say my loves now are soccer and golf. Basketball gave me a life. It's what I'm most closely tied to, but basketball is what I do. Soccer and golf is what I truly love. So
okay.
Let's roll.
Fair enough. So tomorrow, this show, we're going to start the second half of Mexico. Will pretty much their match will be underway. But let's get into what you make of USA taking on Paraguay. That is at Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock out here on the West Coast. Overall, what do you like in that match, Dallin?
Obviously, the U.S. is going to have a lot of pressure here, guys. The way you start in a group is really critical. There is concerns. Obviously, the game is still not sold out. We can get to some of the issues around different things here. The U.S. team, I think the country has struggled to even know this was happening. I've been doing like an informal poll the last week. Do you even know the World Cup's coming? So I wonder if the pressure won't feel as big to these guys, or will it increase in the next 72 hours? Will it start to feel different as 48 hours, should say, as we walk around? But long story short, I think Paraguay is a very difficult team to break down. They're not going to be afraid of this U.S. team. I think a lot of people, when they saw Americans saw the U.S. draw, they were like, oh yeah, this is a great group. Well, guess what? Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey felt the same way about getting us as their seeded team instead of England or Spain or Portugal. You can keep going down the roster there. So I think it's Portuguese team. My favorite play here, and this is a little bit of an emotional hedge, you could say, but it's plus 180 Paraguay, no bet, a draw, no bet, excuse me. So if there is a draw, the bet is just nullified. You get your money back. If they win, your odds are plus 180. So you're getting it on a two-way market. I think you got a good shot there. I think a Paraguay team that's, again, they're going to be hard to break down. They can hit us on the counter. They have some talented offensive players, and they're going to fight. And with our U.S. team right now, guys, it's just been a lot of question marks for the last 4 years since we saw them in Qatar. Coaching issues, U.S. soccer issues, performance issues, effort issues. I just don't know what we're going to see. So right now there's a little emotional hedge play, but also I think there's a lot of value being their home team. You're not going to find a lot of value in U.S. plays. I think there is with Paraguay.
Can you elaborate on some of the factors here when we're making future plays and looking at this and who could make a deep run with heat and travel and so on and all youth and 8 third place teams now and added teams in the draw? How, if you can walk us through that?
Yeah, so let's start with the last part you said, Paulie. This is the first 48 team World Cup. So we have 16 more teams. You're going to have 8 third place teams qualify. The part of what I loved about the World Cup format, similar to the NCAA tournament, is when you have the bracket, you can know where people are going to be and pick that way. This was close to it. You had your 16 teams in the knockout. You would see the winner of Group 1, a Group A, plus the second place team of Group D or whatever it may be, and you can line them up and you can make your predictions and you can really see and isolate areas you like. It's just harder to do with this right now. Like when you have 8 third place teams, you're not sure where that's going to factor. There's a lot of teams you'll just see once we actually get through the results. So when I was picking futures, I was looking for places where I could isolate value if there were multiple third place teams in a quadrant. There's 2 examples of this. One is Portugal. You got a good bottom right corner. If you're looking at the bracket, they'll play a third place team. And then Switzerland is the opposite, them play a third place team. Portugal is a very dangerous team, very talented team. And this is not Ronaldo's Portugal. He's on the roster. I hope to God, he likely will not start. If he starts, they got an issue. But that doesn't seem to be happening. He may come in late to matches to try to score goals. He may just be there as a leader. They have better players that have taken that mantle. And I think Portugal can move forward. So I like them at least get to the quarters. I like them knocking out Argentina too. That's one of my plays. Argentina out in the quarters at plus 425. When you look at their draw, conversely what I just said at the top, they have no third place teams in their low quadrant there. They have Uruguay, who I think will finish second in their group. Uruguay, again, a South American team, not scared of them, physical, tough, familiar. I think that really helps. Also, you got to look at your different teams' travels and who's going around different places and then pick from there. The other part is, I just mentioned the travel and the heat is going to factor. If you guys watched the Club World Cup last year, I mean, my God, how many rain delays and lightning storms do we have that shut down games? So teams that I think are defensively stout, that don't rely on playing more prolific style, that don't rely on having to have the ball to succeed if you're going through the stop-start, if you're traveling across the country, those things matter. So I think you got to look at the 3-game path they could run. And if you think the team's going to win, you can now see, okay, where would they play if they move forward? You can look at that. Last thing I'll say before we get to another one of your questions, like a team like England, they have a lot of miles they're traveling early on. They're going from the center of the country. They're going to Houston. They're going up to Boston. They got New York. We know those Boston, New York can be tough in late June months. We'll see if it's hot. They are playing all their games in the afternoon in the group. Then when you get post to that, it can change a little bit in terms of the weather. They're playing more night games, but they're across the country. So just the travel stuff is going to be a big deal. When last time we saw a country of this size, Brazil, teams like England faltered. They played in Manaus and the Amazon twice, and they didn't make it out of the group. I'm not saying it's going to happen again. I think England will win their group. But as far as making the deep run, just look at everybody's, where they're playing, the weather conditions, and where that team is from matters.
Excellent breakdown. Great stuff there. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Dalen Cuff, our guest, and he's on the Progressive guest line. So overall, who do you like to win the group that USA is in? Do you like them? Do you like Turkey? Who do you like?
I think Turkey's just a great value, and that's come down. I mean, when the numbers first came out, the groups first came out, Turkey was a TBD. They had to win in a playoff to get there. But Arda Güler, kind of the guy that pulls the strings for them, is from Real Madrid. They have other players playing at very high-level clubs, and I think this is a great setup for them. I just mentioned the travel. They're all West Coast. They go California, Vancouver, California. They just kind of go down the West Coast from Santa Clara down to LA. So they stay in that part of that quadrant of the country. They have the U.S. match last. I think both those two teams will be competing for the group. I just think they're a team that, within the value, again, they are the second team to win in this group behind the U.S. They're the value play here. I think they're overall the more talented, more experienced team. And they've had hit or miss. They've been the darlings in years past and crapped out. I think it was the Euros in 2020, which became the summer of 21. A lot of people were on Turkey. I didn't love it particularly, but I think this team is now a little more mature with some of those same faces, a lot of new fresh faces, and a lot of talent. So Turkey to win the group, the U.S. I think is the best play. Yeah,
and Turkey to win that group plus 175 to the quarters as well. You like them at 3-1. We had a guest on the show yesterday and a guest on the show today that also made their case for Ecuador. How far do you want to go with this country?
Jeez, this is where the problem is, guys. I don't want to listen to other people's takes because it can cloud you. But when I agree with them, now I'm all concerned. Now I'm worried because this Ecuador team, I love them to win the group, which Germany is in their group, and this is a Germany team that I still trying to find themselves. Like they've got some offensive talent. They've got questions at the goalkeeping spot, which they haven't had for like 4 World Cups. But 2018 and 22, they didn't get out of the group. And before that, every World Cup ever, they got out of the group and they got to the semifinals. So this is a new world these guys are living in. Ecuador finished second in the South American qualifying behind Argentina. I think that is the most grueling qualifying campaign. How many games you play, the heat, the altitude, the different type of teams you're playing, the familiarity. There's only 10 nations down there. So it's challenging. And they went through that and finished second in that group. And then their run after that, the biggest issue for them is they play a third place team on the way out. So then look at that. If you're looking at teams to get to the round of 16, look at where they would be in terms of, again, if they're playing a second or third place teams. There aren't many very good third place teams. And we're going to have a lot of teams that survive and get through with 3 points and maybe 2 points. We'll see how bad it is to get through in these third place teams. But Ecuador has France, and that's in the round of 16. That's the linchpin of this argument to me. Is if Ecuador can make this a tough physical game, they are elite defensively. They got a bunch of guys playing at the highest level clubs in the world, PSG, Arsenal, etc., towards that back line and in that midfield. Offensively, they'll have to be able to manufacture offense. But I think in a game against France, there's going to be a lot of penalty shootouts in this tournament, guys. With 5 rounds of knockout play, I'm just basically betting that France has been so prolific in the last 2 World Cups. They could have a performance like they did in the 2020 Euros, where they lost to Switzerland, down 3-1 in that game, lost in penalties. I could see that happening again. And I think Ecuador's the type of team that can frustrate you and make it physical, make it hard, and outlast them. They move on. They would play Netherlands. That's a good pricing. Most places plus 475. If you want to get nutty, they beat the Dutch plus 1,400 to the semifinals. Okay. That's probably my longest shot. Little sprinkle is going to be Ecuador to the semis.
Staying with that, Morocco's popular too. Are you concerned?
Yeah, I loved it when the groups came out. Like, not came out, but when you kind of finalized a couple months, it was like 3 months ago, they were plus 600. Now I think it's like plus 350, plus 400. As much as I love Brazil, you can see the ball over my shoulder here. It's like my second country. I speak the language. I love going down there many, many times. Want them to be really good. They just don't have the horses anymore. They still in their midfield. You've got Casemiro and Fabinho likely starting. I mean, they're like 70 combined. And we just talked about the heat and the distance traveled and the physicality of this World Cup. Offensively, I'm questioning if Carlo Ancelotti is going to play Neymar. His injury questions might help them. If he plays or if he feels the pressure, they feel the pressure and they play him, that team gets worse. I think defensively, they have some question marks too. I just don't think Brazil is what you want or hope Brazil to normally be. And I think Morocco is the real deal. And I know they went to the semifinals last year. That's why it's a last World Cup. That's why it's a trendy pick. But this team, although they still have Ashraf Hakimi, one of the best right backs in the country, in the world, and they still have great midfielders, they've expanded with their offensive game. They can score now. Last time they just hunkered down and they outfought you and they hit on the counter and they hit on set pieces. I think there's a better footballing team now. And in that situation, with a group that has weakness around the main team in Brazil, I like them to win the group. Still at the number that it is, but I loved it when it was 6-1. It now.
Very good. About a minute left here. How do you want to bet like the overall winner of the tournament? Who do you think it's going to be?
This is where I did want to double chances because, again, there's so many permutations here. And I went back to kind of the draw that I thought I could look at and predict. I already went through that Portugal piece, and I love where they're getting up until that Argentina game in the quarterfinals. So if I feel good about somebody getting the quarters, which it's hard to figure that out in this tournament, I was going to ride them out. And I do think, again, they have all the pieces. Golden ball for Vitinha. Vitinha is the best player. I think it's a sneaky play there as well. And I'm betting, obviously, that they're going to perform. The other one was Spain. I know, we'll see what happens with Lamine Yamal's injury and situation there. But when you look at their group that they could come out of and who's at the bottom of that group, I think they just have a really good draw, whether it's Belgium or Turkey in the bottom side, Colombia the top side. I think they got a good spot, Spain and Portugal, to get there. So either one to win plus 275 is the only winner play that I am playing.
Excellent, Alan. Thank you so much. Enjoy the game starting tomorrow. The match is starting tomorrow. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Anytime, boys. Be well.
There you go. Follow him on X at Dalen Cuff. Mike Brown had strong comments about a player tonight. Should we believe him and play props? Find out what he said next.
Let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. I've got something for you that almost feels too good to be true. First, credit where credit's due. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. There's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. I've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on the annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. All right, back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Update time here on a couple of things. Major League Baseball, bottom of the eighth. Washington leading San Francisco 9-3. How feisty is this Nationals team? Going to be a playoff team?
Well, that's aggressive.
And the
White Sox, maybe. The White Sox are feisty, and they looks like they're for real.
I'll tell you who is not going to be a playoff team trending in this direction. Could be a fire sale by the deadline. The Padres, they're trailing the Reds at home 4-2 in the top of the eighth. What a disappointment they have been.
Cannot hit.
Nope. And today, Tatis 1 for 4 with an RBI. He's at 278. Jackson Merrill's at 203. Machado has a hit today.
Got a hit.
Yeah, he's batting 173 on the year. Has a star player ever batted 173 on June 10th? He's got to be pushing some sort of
question.
It wouldn't be a record, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, the contract, too.
Yeah.
To make that type of cash and have this type of year. Yeah.
All right, what do you...
Chris Davis? After he hit the 50 home runs?
Yeah,
Wouldn't put the ball in play?
I think he batted like 150 that year, but Chris Davis was never the player that Machado is.
Yeah.
Although he did have the 50 home runs, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you would expect Machado to be up there for average-wise. Sometimes the obvious play is the play to make, and that would be Cat assists tonight. The last 2 years in the playoffs, the Knicks are 13-1 when he has at least 4 assists. He's 3.5 at Caesars and Will Hill. This is Vince Goodwill. In the first half, the Knicks scored 23 points with 0 turnovers on 14 plays when Towns had a touch in the front court. They looked their best in the second quarter when they set a franchise record in the finals by scoring 42 points. They only had 47 in the second half. the question we've asked time and time again, is it the Spurs making adjustments, or is it something the Knicks have done and not been a big focus in Brunson shooting so much? Towns said it's a combination. We have a game plan. We have to execute. And when we get in the fourth quarter, I have to execute at the highest level. He hasn't scored in the fourth quarter in the series, which is nuts. He's got to get more touches as well. Mike Brown says extremely important to get him involved, and I have to do a better job and draw stuff up for him, and that needs to happen tonight. Now, if you want to just go, you want to do PRA too, if you're concerned he might score a lot, you can do that. It's 31.5. But I think he's in store for a big game, and they know that record. If we know it, it's out there. That's great. 13-1 when he has at least 4 dimes, and how good they've been this year since that Atlanta series when he's been running point center as well. The other thing is Brunson hasn't been efficient. That's another reason to get away from it. Shooting 37%, 82 attempts, 81 shots, as many turnovers as assists. That can't continue. So while you could argue, like Brian Mahoney said, they haven't brought their A game yet and they still lead the series. Hopefully that happens tonight. But I think it starts with Brown and Cat having a big say in what happens tonight, going back in the finals when a series is 2-1. The Game 4 winner is 11-1. The 2016 Cavs, the only team to rally from a 3-1 deficit going back.
Why don't you ladder Cat's assist prop then tonight? Go play it up to like 6+.
Doesn't pay that much.
6+ doesn't pay that much?
So, well, I was going to say 5, but because it's happened so much. And it, you know.
I think 6+ is going to be a pretty decent number. 3-1?
Yes.
In the neighborhood?
Yes.
So how many players on the Knicks roster overall, including the bench, can we really rely on in this game tonight?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, like, I want to make a bet on it.
Where has McBride been?
He's a total non-factor.
And Shamet, bad in game 1, bad in game 3, good in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the -20 when he was on the floor. Not that he's a bench player, but Bridges was invisible. Said I was flat out awful in the last game.
Yeah.
6 is plus 350 at DK.
Okay, that's a pretty nice
that's
number.
not bad.
So betting on Bridges is buying low tonight.
Yeah. I like Grand Theft Alvarado, but I can't go to war with him. You know, that's tough about what's he going to do. How's
Well, his
he
numbers
going
are
to score?
but his numbers are so low.
Yeah.
5.5 even money with the PRA.
Who saw the Clarkson thing coming?
No, I know.
He came in and gave him a shot in the arm. He was good.
But man, Bridges again.
I know. I got to jump in. I know this. Brown can play more guys and trust more guys than Johnson. That I know. And that's big. And I'm concerned about the lack of bench,
Well, because
how many guys you can go to, and the fact that we're going to see the Knicks back off a lot of shooters tonight and dare them to beat them, which they should
Basically,
do.
6 guys played for the Spurs in the previous game. That was it. So, yeah, he has more guys, but I don't know how many you can. I'll tell you the key is going to be the second quarter when Brunson goes to the bench. Can they be amazing yet again? This has been a story now for this team going back, especially in this series. Spurs win the first quarter, Knicks rock and roll in the second quarter. But also, how do those end of the third quarter minutes go when he has one starter, probably Bridges on the court, along with like 4 bench guys, and Wemby's on the court? Do the Knicks navigate those minutes good enough tonight, well enough tonight, to actually, in a tight game, you would figure, bridge the gap to the fourth quarter when the starters are going to be back on the bench? Like, I'm pretty sure I can rely on OG again tonight.
Yes.
And that number is low enough to actually probably produce at least a pretty good sweat if he doesn't fly over it. But it's 23.5 for the PRA. He might get you 30 in the game, or he could get you, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and a few assists to go over, and it might be a healthy sweat. But that to me is either going to fly over again, or you're going to be in range to cash that, like in the fourth quarter with OG.
You asked me earlier what I want to see. I want the Knicks to have a chance to close it out in Game 6, just to see the insanity and what the ticket prices are at, and that the Knicks fans would be that close, and that's the dream scenario, whether it goes 7 or not. I just want the Knicks up 3-2 with a chance to close it out at home.
Yeah, the only problem is that you're not going to have the real Knicks fans in the arena that night.
The other thing
is out completely.
Mike Brown now going after the officials and the free throw disparity in the second half. I like Zach Sarba. He does a good job. He's on the game tonight. Mm-hmm. It's safe to say the Knicks have not got a good whistle here, a friendly whistle so far in the series. Game 2 was ridiculous. Now, Brown pointing it out, I've never seen this happen in a finals before, that it's 24-8 and we're the home team. They're in the bonus 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. What does that whistle look like tonight? And as the number one market big team gets some of the calls tonight, they go after what we saw with David Stern's NBA for many years. The other thing is, from an in-play standpoint, watch and check the energy level early on from Wemby. You know right away what you're in store for. If he's coming out aggressive, attacking alley-oops, or is he settling in that abomination in game 2 where he only took 4 first-half shots? You saw how good he was and active he was in attacking the basket and being close to the basket in game 3. And as we've said many times, the alley-oop can't defend it.
Right.
You got to see the energy level, and if there's fatigue and if he gets involved early on, it's good for props.
Castle was great in game 3. He has a good history here at the Garden. Played, obviously, at UConn for 1 year. He was the 4th option, by the way, on that UConn team.
Was he?
How good were they?
Oh, man.
Is Fox going to score tonight? He made the huge basket, and he has been a good facilitator.
Yeah, he didn't play that well in shooting that game, though.
Yeah, he did not shoot well at all.
Yeah.
Does he?
But the big one.
Yeah, will they drop for him tonight? That's too big of a question mark to get behind.
I don't have a lot of confidence, and I would back off him for good reason, too.
And I'll tell you, I haven't bet it yet, but Champagnie to make 3 threes is as high as it's higher than plus 150. I think I have to bet that by default. If he gets 7-8 attempts tonight.
Yeah. Well, because what has transpired in this series now, the game leaders really becomes interesting from that standpoint.
Yeah.
With that, because it's all over the place. You can't rule out Hart. You can't rule out some of these guys with the Knicks. You can't rule out Shamet. That's just game leaders tonight.
Right.
What these prices pay. Because 4 might get it done. Because how he's limited the Champagnie minutes now. And a guy you're looking at, too, is Vassell. But this is really interesting where you could make the case for 7 guys that could win this and cash that ticket tonight, most made threes.
Yeah.
And it also is interesting for the future of the series and who's going to cash that ticket. Some big prices out there. I
know what you're saying about the Knicks having a chance to close it out. That's my prediction, actually, in game 6 at home. But man, oh man, and maybe they could lose that game. Really want game 7 next Friday night.
Yeah. Well, is a home team going to win a game here? We haven't had a favorite cash.
I know.
We haven't had a home team win yet. You know, this reeks of 1993. Barkley against Jordan. Home team went 1-5. Yep. Bulls in 6.
I do expect a better Knicks performance tonight in the first quarter because I think that they were rattled. They talked about that. They admitted that it was a complete circus getting ready for that game the other night. I think that's behind them now. And that's part of the reason why I was willing to lay $1.26 on the game tonight rather than waiting for a better spot to get in play.
Well, don't you think the Knicks are doing this to themselves?
Yeah, for sure they are.
There's no need to do this.
No.
I think block everything off and limit the watch parties and everything. Mm-hmm. World Cup, a day away. Splash Sports offering $1 million guaranteed in a high-stakes Survivor contest. $1,000 to get in. Only use a team once. Pick wisely from the group stage all the way through the knockout rounds. And new players use promo code VEASAN. You get a 50% deposit match, up to $100, a free Quick Picks entry, 100% Quick Picks payout boost. Entries close tomorrow. Don't wait. They close at 3 p.m. Eastern. SplashSports.com/VEASAN, code VEASAN. SplashSports.com/VEASAN, code VEASAN.
VEASAN host Matt Youmans next. Best bet on the NBA Finals. His thoughts on the A's Brewers total and a couple of World Cup bets as well.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Time now for some more best bets. Boy, we are loaded this hour. We go out to the progressive guest line. VSiN host Matt Youmans joins the program now. Matt, thanks for the time as always. We appreciate it. We've been talking about this Game 4 of the NBA Finals quite a bit on today's program, obviously. I have a bet on the Knicks. I laid it on the money line a little bit earlier today when it got adjusted. What have you done so far for tonight's game?
All right, so before Game 3, Tim Murray and I were talking about this on the primetime show, and I said, I like the Spurs a lot in Game 3. I think the Spurs win Game 3. After that's over, I like the Knicks to come back and win tonight. The Knicks are going to win Game 4. You go back to San Antonio, Spurs win Game 5, and Knicks win this in 6. And I still feel like that's the way it's going to go. Knicks in 6. I got Knicks minus 125 tonight. I've also got Knicks in series minus 165. Got this over 5.5 games, obviously. So there's a lot of things that need to go right here. But the first thing is, if the Knicks win tonight, I think it sets up really well. And not only for the Knicks to win the series, but if the Knicks win tonight, I'm going to love the Spurs in Game 5. And, the Spurs are not going to lose all 3 games in San Antonio. I'd love to see the Knicks get it tonight. Spurs in 5, then the Knicks win this thing in 6. You go back to Game 3, you can talk about the officials. I know it's Mike Brown, and coaches do this all the time. They try to manipulate officials with talk about foul calls, but that's not what the Knicks did not get the best of the whistle in that game, but that's not why they lost. Again, the Spurs have been a fast starting team in this series. They win the first quarter every time, and they won the first quarter last time out 33-22. And then when they needed to close the game, they did it. The Knicks were held to 20 points in the fourth quarter. I thought their half-court offense was really stagnant. Their shot making was poor. Knicks were 7 for 27 in the fourth quarter. You had guys like Screaming A, Charles Barkley, Paul Howard, everybody throwing their flowers at Karl Anthony Towns. And again, he went scoreless in the fourth quarter. He didn't show up. He wasn't physical defensively. I think a lot of the things went wrong for the Knicks in Game 3. They're going to correct tonight. I think you expect to see Cat show up again. I think Brunson's going to play more efficiently running this offense. A point guard like that with a high IQ is going to figure some things out with this defense throughout the series, because the series is always about adjustments. Also, the Knicks defensively got away from some of the things I thought made them successful in the first 2 games. And the Spurs wisely focused on getting Wemby to the rim. And he attacked the rim. I think 3 of his first 4 made field goals were at the rim or dunks in Game 3. And the Knicks are going to try to push him out of the paint tonight. So bottom line here is I like the Knicks tonight. If they win it, I'm going to like the Spurs a lot in Game 5.
All right, good breakdown. Solid. How about Ohtani and the Dodgers tonight against the Pirates?
So I bet Ohtani on the run line 3 straight starts. So I'm going to do it again tonight. And Ohtani in his last 4 starts for the Dodgers, they won those games 7-0, 4-1, 4-0, and 4-0. Now think about how insane that is for a minute. That the last 4 starts by Ohtani, 3 of those were shutouts. Now this guy has pitched 61 innings this season and has allowed 30 hits. That's it. He's got a whip of 0.79, ERA of 0.74. Ohtani over his that streak over the last 4, 24 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts, 9 hits. And if you watched the Pirates last night, they hit a couple of solo homers in the first inning, but got nothing after that. This Pirates bullpen is pathetic. You got Jared Jones making the start tonight. Hopefully the Dodgers did not use up all their offense last night in that 12-3 win at Pittsburgh. But look, the last 3 times I bet Ohtani on the run line, you could say it looks too easy. It looks too easy tonight too. But it won the last 3 times, and it should win tonight.
Okay, I have found this series out here in Las Vegas fascinating. Game 1, of course, was absolutely nuts. 15-10 in extra innings with 11 home runs. Last night dialed down a little bit, 7-5 final, but we still had a ton of home runs. Your thoughts tonight on a total out here in Las Vegas? Brewers A's at 14.5, but also moving forward, Matt, as the A's get this horrible Rockies pitching staff over the weekend.
Yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to. And the adjustment has obviously been made on the total up to 14.5. You guys know Aaron Renning. He made a big bet on the first game of the series over the total at 10.5.
Okay.
Right now we're talking 14.5. So you're not stealing anything here. I'm not playing the total tonight, but I am going to look to play these totals over later in the week because as you alluded to there, Mitch, the Rockies and the rotten pitching staff roll in here next, and temperatures are going to be over 105. The ball is just going to be flying out of that place. I don't think that 15-14 game on Monday night is going to be the highest scoring game out there this week.
Oh, wow.
I think there's going to be a game with 30-plus runs, and it's going to come up against the Rockies probably later this week. Now, it's crazy how last night's game finished with 3 scoreless innings and stays under the total. I think that's going to be the outlier or an aberration, if you want to put it that way. I still think now, even though the total's been adjusted, you can look to play overs the rest of the week. Even though I didn't bet it tonight, I am going to look to bet these the rest of the week. I think we're going to see some slow pitch softball type scores out in Summerlin the rest of the week.
Okay, I know you've been practicing your penalties and you're ready to go in soccer. I'm not surprised by this. A couple World Cup plays. What'd you do?
You know, I was watching that Premier League championship a couple of weeks ago, and I was thinking about how easily you and I would rifle penalty kicks past Nigel Seeley. And I started to get fired up. Yeah, I started to get fired up for the World Cup. But last night we had Alex Blowers on our show, and Alex is VSiN soccer betting analyst. And I'm not taking credit for these, but Alex talked us into a few plays that I really like, and I want to get your guys' feedback. Now, obviously, you want to have some sort of futures working here, and I talked to Chris the Bear Felica, and he had some good ideas here too. But France at 5-1, I think plus 475 is the best number out there. That's what I got last night. I went ahead and played France in the futures. And how about this long shot? Denise Undab from Germany to win the Golden Boot at 120-1 odds at Circa right now. I think the number is around 75 at some other books. Circa's got 120-1, and Alex made a really good case for him. Also, Morocco to make the final 16 was another play. And I was going to ask you guys, how do you feel about those plays? And what are your best one or two bets?
Morocco is very popular.
Yeah,
everyone we talk to likes Morocco.
I know, but they're also they're good. And the other one that I like as well, but so now it's like every other person we've had on is the Netherlands. They are wildly popular to make a deep run.
Okay. What did you bet that? What number you get on that? You mean Netherlands to make the final 16 or what?
I will be adding bets tonight. I'm sure some of these, most of the numbers have probably moved, but I'll look around tonight and see. I have a couple of guys to win the Golden Boot so far.
Nothing like the 120-1 shot on the player from Germany, right?
I do not have the highest. I think I have is like 65 or 80-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know you guys I heard you talking to Dallin Cuff about soccer. I know you're going to be talking about soccer on here. You got to have some action on the World Cup. I saw a number that $50 billion worldwide is going to be bet on the World Cup. This will be the biggest sporting event ever in terms of betting, right?
Yeah, I would think so. At that 50 billion, huh?
With all the added matches too.
Yeah, it's expanded from 32 to 48, so you got more matches. And if you add it all up, it's obviously going to dwarf the Super Bowl. I don't know if 50 billion is accurate, but that's one of those gaming companies put that number out there as what could be bet on the World Cup, which is astounding if it's even close to true, right?
Sure. Yep. Matt, about like 2 minutes left here. You do have a best bet as well at the RBC Canadian Open this week in golf. Who do you like?
All right, we got the U.S. Open next week, so getting fired up for that. And Sam Burns is going to be my play. I don't know if you guys watched the tournament last week, the Memorial at Jack Nicklaus's course, but Sam Burns was right there to the end, had a great shot to win, kind of faded late. Former LSU Tiger. Burns was tied. Let's see, he tied for fourth last week at 10 under, but he actually lost in a playoff at this course. This RBC Canadian courses in Toronto. This is only the second year the tournament's been played here. But last year, Burns actually lost in a playoff to Ryan Fox, and he was, I believe in that, 18 under. How about that? Last year, Burns was 18 under on this course when he lost the playoff. I bet him top 10. Circa's got the best number on Sammy at plus 185. Also bet him at 15-1. To win the tournament. So that's my only play this week, and obviously going to have a lot more in the U.S. Open next week. But Sam Burns, my one play in golf this week.
Very good. Good luck with that. And the other bets that you talked about here, Matt, as well. Thanks so much for the time, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, you bet. Thanks.
There you go. Matt Youmans 24/7 on X, by the way, joined us on the Progressive guest line.
$35 billion was bet in 2022.
Okay, well, it'll fly. Prediction markets. Hello, Poly Market.
Hello.
Yeah, that's going to help out. So I can't imagine the handle's ever going to go down. Just going to keep going up, right?
Yes.
The Giants are making this interesting, by the way, in the ninth inning. It's now 10-7, and they have a runner on second base.
It was
and
9-1.
Nobody out. And the Nats are a great story. They've won a lot of games. Their offense is awesome. Their pitching and their bullpen is awful.
Yep, Giants are $550 to win in play. And the Padres tied it up.
Oh, they got to the Reds bullpen.
Yep.
We'll get to our best bets, recap last night's action, tell you what we've added in pocket plays, and also a great breakdown here. When you hear this number for a World Cup prop, of course you're going to say it's going to go over. I'll explain that coming up next.
to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I'll bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're out.
Sometime the obvious bet is the one to make. And when they're telling you, you have to react and drop it. And should have done that with Angel Reese. When these gals go against their former team, they are ticked off and ready to go. Kelsey Plum lit up the Aces, and she was awesome. Reese had 17 and 17 last night and was plus 320 to have 16 plus boards. More on that in a second. Lynx wings over. The Lynx punished the Wings and dropped 100 on them. They are awesome, and Olivia Miles led the way. And this was absolutely ridiculous. Both teams to hit 2 home runs last night, and the A's game was 3-1. The A's hit 5. Chiriot went deep, second batter of the game. And after 11 home runs in the opener, the Brewers couldn't hit a home run the rest of the game. So, but we did get the 20-1 shot that came in as a team hit 4+, and the A's hit 5. Champagny. Is that? Oh, that was almost
that would have been a 3-run shot.
This could be a moose and a half in San Francisco. It was 9-1 Nats in the bottom of the 8th. It's 10-7, 2 on, nobody out, tying run at the plate for the Giants. This is getting wild.
That's Lee's been like one of the hottest batters in baseball. Oh, that's almost going on.
Almost missed. Champagny to lead in threes. This is becoming very, very interesting. And game leaders tonight, you can make the case for 7 guys. Wemby to lead in rebounds. Brunson, 20-plus points in every game. Was plus 240 before the series. You can still bet it at Caesars, Will Hill, and DK. It's minus 250 now. OG to win the MVP, 40-1. Like it. It's come down big. He's been awesome. Spurs in 6-1. Own goals for the entire World Cup under 10.5. To the new place. Mike Brown said we got to do a better job, and I have to do a better job to get Cat involved early and often. 3.5 assists at Will Hill Caesars. 6+ at DK is plus 350. Much better than the book I was looking at earlier. And this, to me, it's on the move, but this is total bases tonight. Oh, boy. Base hit. Here come the Giants.
I took over 18.5 at plus 130.
It was 9-1 in the bottom of the 8th. They might walk it off. Kurtz over 1.5 total bases tonight. You got to bet it on principle. He had 2 home runs, game 1, and he went deep in the bottom of the 1st last night. Dustin was at one of the games. He goes, pop-up. Those are pop-ups that are going out. I mean, it is just a surreal scene in Summerlin. Everyone eats. Good luck.
I can't imagine what the Giants were in play. They were down 9-1, I believe.
Plus 550 when we talked about it.
Yeah, now,
right?
now they're down to plus 134.
Oh, no, we've got to have a hit then. Oh, did he hit him?
No, he looks like he...
This guy's all over the place.
Yeah, he almost hit Lee, too, by the way.
Oh, man.
The one loser last night was, in fact, the one that you talked about there, and that was both teams that had 2 home runs. If Terang hits a home run in that game,
yes,
I think I break my sports betting accounts. I bet him individually. I bet him on that 14 parlay. That was 156-1, and that bet would have cashed as well.
This guy is so bad and all over the place. I just keep the bat on my shoulder.
Sure.
I don't think this guy can throw 3 strikes.
Oh!
What?
Hello.
What?
Wait till you see what happens here.
Oh, you're ahead.
I'm ahead.
Did he walk it up? Grand slam? He grand slam.
We'll see you later.
They walked it up.
It is high. It is far. It is gone.
Oh, my God. It's over.
A walk-off grand slam for the Giants.
That's Eldridge.
Yep.
Oh, my God. 9-1 in the bottom of the 8th. They lost. They couldn't even get an out in the 9th.
Oh, that Nats bullpen.
Oh, they're going crazy. Oh, man. We'll see you. We'll see you, Haight-Ashbury.
Oh, my Lord. I can't even imagine what the number was. Didn't even pay. Why would I look? I guess it's a Nats bullpen.
You got to look that up. 9-1 in the 8th. You lose the game?
Could not even get an out in the 9th.
Oh, my God.
And it's all over. Bonkers. So that was the one loser last night. The winners, Braves first 5 over, got there. Over 2.5. The Lynx over like you had as well. And the 20-1 came in. Well, either team hit 4 home runs. That was a good one last night. New place for tonight. Pending first. Stan Coven.
Got there early, too.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, right away. Stan Coven, most shots on goal. Champagny, most threes. Big bet on the Knicks to win the NBA title. and a couple of players in the AL MVP market, Ramirez and Langoliers. New stuff here tonight. Knicks money line, -126 against San Antonio. I think they win tonight. I totally agree with Matt. We'll see how it plays out. I think the Spurs potentially big in Game 5, and then the Knicks win in Game 6. And Jose Alvarado over 1.5 rebounds, +119. He has had 3+ in every single game so far. This guy has a role in this series. Now, how much will he get on the court tonight? I think he should get at least 12, 15 minutes. I think my chances there with the boards.
All right. Big move today at Pauley Market on Towns MVP. MVP. Next team Giannis. Next team LeBron. Weather. Economy. Mentions. Politics. It's all up there in Game 4. Act now. Pauley Market lets you react in real time. Cash out before the final buzzer. Unlike traditional books where you're locked in until the game ends, get started with a free $50 by using promo code BUZZ at Pauley Market, BUZZ, $50 free. Check local regulations before trading. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Restrictions and requirements apply. You'll love Pauley Market. It's phenomenal. And the menu is fantastic. Get there, get your free money, and bet Game 4 tonight.
So if the Knicks lose the game, how many people are going to say, that's it? Spurs are going to win the series.
Several. Oh, a ton.
What did Barkley say the other night?
Oh, that was ridiculous.
I'll put my house against yours at halftime.
That kiss of death.
Yes, it is.
It's over. It's a wrap. It's a sweep. My house against your house. Like it's Charles. It's a 7-point game. I don't care.
So does he come back after the game tonight with the Spurs win and say, "Yeah, San Antonio win"? They're taking the series.
These guys who played the game with this must-win stuff never. When Minnesota played Denver and Minnesota led 3-1. He said, Shaq said Game 5 for the Wolves was a must-win.
And they were up 3-1.
Yes. That's what I couldn't believe it. These guys, Barkley before the game, must win for the Knicks after they lose. Game 4, must win. It's.
How do you think Barkley has done betting sports in his career?
Oh, God, you'd love to take his action.
His previous bookies before.
Because he's a prisoner of the moment.
Of course.
He's always just whatever the last thing happened.
That's why I can't wait to see what he's going to say tonight if the Spurs win.
He'll probably say it's over.
He'll probably say, I'll double down. Now I'll put my other house. He might have 7 homes. I have no idea. I'll put 2 of my other homes up against yours now that the Spurs are going to win the series. He'll double down the other way.
You want the Shaq analysis tonight?
Big fella. Yes. Go down low.
Dominate.
Dominate on the block.
I need 40 and 20.
Yeah, but I want that. I want that Wemby. I don't want the Wemby who's going to take 9 threes. I don't want that guy. I want the alley-oops down low, yeah.
Now, I go so crazy when they sit there, Kenny and Shaq, and I'm excited to watch the pregame. I love it. But when they all sit there after Barkley calls out the Lakers, they stink. They won a title not that long ago. They went to the Western Conference Finals. Mm-hmm. They had the great run in February. It's the same thing when Shaq does his analysis and no one says, it's like, you were 7-1, 350. You once in a generation. All you had to do was just stand there and say, give me the ball, and your brute force and strength and size.
I'll bully everybody else, yeah.
You could dunk. It's not, no one can do that. And this, I need 40 and 20 out of Wemby. I need 25 and 12 out of Fox. I need 18 and 12 out of Castle. I need 17 and 11 out of what's it going to be, 150 to 140?
Do you like the Spurs' chances tonight a lot if Fox goes out there and has a good game shooting?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I would too. Then I think my Knicks bet might be dead. But if he goes out there and has an average to below average game, then I think the Knicks are going to win it again.
Yes.
And I think OG goes off again tonight too.
So. Who's the halftime show? If you ran Cardi B out there in Game 3, you got to come strong in Game 4.
I saw this too.
It's a big name?
Yeah, it's another big name.
Good job by the Knicks.
Jesus.
It's strong.
No, I'm blanking
Taylor
on
Swift's
it now.
supposed to be at the game. That's also up at Pauley Market. Who will attend the game? Great menu. Taylor Swift's supposed to be there.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is strong.
They're not screwing around here.
Oh, they're not.
Who are they going to get at San Antonio Game 5?
You have a problem with the anthem the other night? Does that bother you or no?
Well, which part?
How she kind of changed it and was funky and it's not like Fergie, but it's just I like the
traditional. Don't mess around.
Well, I understand
it is what it is.
Yeah, just I like just sing the song crowd.
Yeah,
it's not.
I lean your way.
Yeah,
I lean your way.
When you try to come out and make it unique and different, and it's usually goes off the rails. like it did in game 2.
Coming up after us, Follow the Money, VSiN Primetime. You're going to get Femi Abebefe, Dustin Sweetelson for 4 great hours. Today's show, Jake Hassan is best bets for the College World Series. PJ Glasser picks for the RBC Canadian Open. And Aaron Halterman does a great job with hockey. He's going to break down Game 5 with the fellas tonight. And they're going to take you through the entire live betting Game 4 tonight in the NBA Finals. For those of you with YouTube watching the show here, make sure you have Femi and Dustin in one of the windows. You can have it on the volume and the multi-view and the game going on at the same exact time.
Special guest Alamo Brown, too.
There, yes. That's it for us tonight. Good luck with your bets. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.